Hello, sign industry friends. Brad Turpin Jr., Content Development Manager at the International Sign Association. As our 2025 ISA International Sign Expo in Las Vegas, Nevada creeps ever so close, it's really hard for me to believe it's actually just next month, we wanted to share a little bit about our Expo education lineup. In 2025, we were careful and deliberate curating courses on topics as requested by you, our members, and other sign industry partners. You'll also notice that each course is industry specific and delivered by sign industry professionals. It's also important to notice that we wanted educators, not just speakers, and that's just what we have. We couldn't be more excited about the level of professionals and educators participating and delivering our Expo education. We have a fantastic lineup of courses, including What I Wish I Knew When I Started in the Sign Industry, which is packed with valuable insights. We're also addressing key topics like paint. We'll have a dedicated half-day paint workshop delivered by Matthews and a 1-hour course called Stopping the Bottleneck in the Paint Department. That should have got everybody's attention listening to this video. Our program covers a wide range of other subjects as well, from flex faces to sales strategies dealing with the challenging customer, as well as a couple project management courses that will really elevate your skills, offering key takeaways and things that you can implement immediately upon returning to your shop. For the first time, we have a course on purchasing and procurement with a 40-year industry veteran leading the course on elevating procurement practices at your sign shop. We've also repeated popular courses from 2024, working with national sign companies, sign permits, processes, digital displays, service tips and tricks, and safety awareness for your truck and crane fleet. We're tackling ADA compliance with a design-focused course, where we will provide you with the information and guidelines needed for ADA compliance and accessibility, however with a design spin. New topics this year include solar power for signage and working with general contractors. That course is called Ask the GC, and it's delivered by a true general contractor superintendent who is now part of our sign industry. And to top it off, we have a couple managing courses like Coaching for Success and Transforming Management into Empowerment, as well as a technical learning course where an educator shares the things she does to train and educate her employees back at her shop. If you can't tell, I get pretty excited. I keep wanting to mention every single course we have, and there are loads, so please take a look at our website after you listen to the next sneak peeks as given by some of our educators themselves. So check it out, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm teaching the sign permit process, application to inspection at the ISA 2025 in Las Vegas. My class is from Wednesday at 10 to 11. I hope to see you all there, where we can discuss the permitting process, how to get through faster, all tips and tricks to make it as less painful as possible. Hope to see you there. Bye!
Hi there, I'm Alicia Spector, Sales Manager for Eon Laser USA and EMP Laser, and I'm excited to invite you to our upcoming session, Metal Money, Unlocking Your Full Potential with Metal Cutting Lasers. If you're looking to expand your capabilities, boost your efficiency, and increase revenue, this is a session for you. We'll cover how metal cutting lasers are transforming sign shops, helping businesses create stunning signage, custom brackets, and so much more. Metal cutting technology is more affordable than ever, making it a must-have for any sign shop. Don't miss the opportunity to learn how this game-changing tool can revolutionize your business. I look forward to seeing you there and to help you unlock your full potential. Have a great day.
Hi everybody, I'm Marty Guinea with Miratech Systems, and I am super excited to be teaming up with Justin Murray from SignComp to present Flexible Face Manufacturing and Installation, a comprehensive guide. So here's what we know. We work in flexible faces all day, every single day. But flex faces are a small but important part of our industry for a lot of other sign companies. And so whether you're new to them, in which case this session will remove a lot of fear and anxiety about working with flexible faces successfully, or if you're a grizzled veteran that's done this 100 times and want to just pick up some new tips and tricks and best practices, this is the session for you. So we're gonna go through the various substrates that are available, the flexible face materials, and what the use cases are that make the most sense. We're gonna go through decorating methods, protective laminates, and the warranties that go along with them, color reproduction, best practice artwork creation, and then I'm gonna hand it off to Justin because he knows this stuff like the back of his hand, and he's gonna take you through tensioning, understanding the custom tools that are used in order to make your face ready and then to tension your face successfully and to get into a cabinet so it's going to perform beautifully. At the end of the session, what we really hope is that we're going to have given you the confidence to add flexible sign faces to your sign company's offerings and to be able to put out in the market stunning flexible faces that'll look fantastic. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you in Las Vegas. Take care. Bye-bye.
Are you manufacturing signage? If you are, chances are good that you're using an adhesive, sealant, or tape somewhere in the manufacturing, assembly, or installation of your signs. And if you are, maybe you have questions like, what's the right adhesive for the job? Or how do I stick this to this? Or I used an adhesive on this project last week and it didn't go as planned. I'd like to understand why and how I can handle this better next time. If you have questions like that, you're not alone. Hi, I'm Andrew with Chemical Concepts, and me and my team help sign companies all across the United States with their bonding and product assembly challenges. And I'm giving a talk at the ISA at the end of April at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. It's about adhesives in sign fabrication. And we're going to demystify all of these questions, all these terms that you hear thrown around. We're going to talk about the different types of adhesives. Maybe you've heard terms like acrylics, epoxies, MMAs, urethanes, silicones, MS polymers. What are all these things? Why are there so many different types of adhesives? And isn't there just one glue I could use to stick everything together? Hint, there isn't. But what you will get is actionable insights, things that you can put into practice in the shop right away to help you get better results, more consistency, using the right tool for the job, because at the end of the day, adhesives are a tool. They're just another tool in your toolbox. And like all the tools in your toolbox, your ability to use them and your ability to select the right tool for the job that you have in front of you, that's going to determine your results, your outcomes, and it's going to really set you and your team up for success. So if you want to learn more, sign up. It's going to be a great session. If you want to figure out how to put adhesives in practice and make them work for you, sign up. You don't want to miss it.
The bully customer will push, demand, and even insult. But you'll put up with it because, well, there's a lot of work there to be had. The hurry up and wait customer asks for a tight deadline. You agree, but only if you get the approved art by a certain time on a certain date, which they then ignore, and you are always faced with meeting that impossible deadline. Then there's the all quote no buy customer. How long should you let that go on for? The slow payer, the renegotiator, the charity, the nitpicker, and, as I heard someone mispronounce recently, the conva customer. My name is Bill Farquharson. On Wednesday, April 23rd at the ISA conference in Las Vegas, I will talk to you about how to deal with, ignore, manage, and even punch back at that nuisance customer. In a perfect world, clients value what we do, respect the process, and see you not as a vendor who gets brought in when they're ready to quote the job, but rather as a valuable resource whose advice they seek at the concept and design stage. In reality, we put up with an awful lot of customer nonsense, and all because we think we have to in order to get the business. Come to the desert and learn how to level the playing field.
This is Nicole Bergstrom shouting out from the sunny Southwest. I hope to see you this April at the ISA Sign Expo in beautiful Las Vegas. I'm an ISA educator with a passion project. Spark Learning, creative techniques for sign industry, technical training, ADA, and beyond. Here's the deal. I've been in the trenches at a custom sign company since 2015, learning the tricks of the trade and teaching others. During that time, I've hired 7 salespeople from the industry. I've shifted another 5 from other departments into sales, and I've hired 9 people into sales roles who haven't worked in our industry before. You may be thinking, your sales team must be huge, but guess what? It's not. Filling our bus with the right sales talent was a struggle. A big obstacle was our old approach to learning and training. To be specific, the fact that we did not have one. We were making it up on the fly, hopeful that our newbies would shadow for a while and just absorb key information along the way. I'm here to tell you that there is a much better way. Get ready to supercharge your technical learning program and improve your work. Come join me at Spark Learning at the ISA Sign Expo.
Hi everybody, this is Steve Haroon with Haroon Designs. I'm super excited to be presenting this year about Sign Design Simplified, Mastering the ADA and Signage Regulations. This course will be highly engaging, not filled with a whole bunch of technical details, but hopefully you'll take away some information that will allow you to identify non-compliant signage when you're out in the field, ultimately to increase your sales. You will be able to design aesthetically pleasing signs that are also compliant, and we will be going over some new rules for 2025 that you might not be aware of yet. Again, hope this is really engaging, not full of a whole bunch of technical jargon, and give you the tools necessary to design compliant signage and identify them out in the field. Look forward to seeing you in Vegas at ISA Expo 2025.
Hello, my name is Dan Swan. This year for 2025 ISA, I will be talking about elevating the role of purchasing in sign companies. My career started with the Navy, learning high-tech, later having a successful career in aerospace, defense, and microelectronics manufacturing with a 5-year capstone planning and purchasing management role in the signage industry. In 1990, I got my Bachelor of Science from UNCG Greensboro in Operations Management. In 1992, I tested and earned certification in Planning and Inventory Management. In 2012, I tested and earned certification as a supply chain professional. 2023, I tested and earned certification in the transformation of supply chains. The transformation of supply chains, I was already retired by then, but I was still learning. ISA Sign Expo is a lot about supply chains, choices, options, selling and buying, developing supplier relationships, and considering strategic partnerships. It is fitting that we acknowledge and elevate the role of purchasing at this industry showcase event. Some of the learning objectives that we're going to be looking at in this course are the 6 rights for purchasing success in the organization, when the purchasing function fits, where the purchasing function fits in your organization, the use of 5 W's and 1 H in the purchasing role, understanding the agency relationship in the purchasing role, recognizing the need for transparency in the records and activities that we do in that role. We need good data. And knowing that a successful supply chain relies on effective procurement. Thank you.
Good morning to you, coming all the way from the southern part of the North Island of beautiful New Zealand. But today we're talking about the education session that I'm going to be hosting with a group of panelists about working with national sign companies. In this event, where it's going to be an open collaboration, we're going to take a deep dive into what exactly it looks like to have a quality partnership with a national sign company. This is going to be on the benefit of both the national sign company side of things as well as the local install partner. We are going to have a group of panelists, very special people that are going to be coming in, again, both with a national sign company as well as with some local sign companies. And we're going to take a deep dive off into what exactly that partnership looks like. There's going to be availability within the session for Q&A. As well as hopefully we can take some deep dives off into what works, what doesn't work, what it takes to really thrive with these guys, and also, what it takes for the national sign companies to really be a good partner to that of the local sign companies. So I would encourage you to please join us. It should be a very good session, and we look forward to it. Have a good day.
Have you ever had to defend a sign design at a variance hearing and wish you had the hard data to back you up? That's exactly why we've developed this manual with the Sign Research Foundation to take decades of research on legibility and visibility and break it down into actionable steps for planners, designers, and owners. And in this session, we'll explore the science behind signage, looking at situations, how planners navigate regulations and compliance, legibility, how designers optimize contrast, type, and size for readability, and visibility, how owners can strategically place signage for maximum impact. And we know that signage isn't just about aesthetics, it's about guiding people safely and effectively. And when approval hinges on data, we've got the formula to help you make your case. So join us to learn how to apply this research, visualize the data, and build signs that are functional, beautiful, and most importantly, approved.
Hi everyone, my name is Adrian from G2G, and today we're going to talk about 3D printing a little bit. So what you see behind me here are very good examples of what we can do with 3D printing. We've obviously added some modules, we added some controllers, so there's some great options for you guys when we look at this as a solution. Now, what I have here on this side is a 3D printer. Now, there are many different kinds of 3D printers, of course. This is just one of those. It uses extrusion technology. Extrusion technology means that it takes this plastic filament, feeds it through the printer, the head heats it up, and it lays it down in layers, one on top of the other. That's slowly going to build up a design for you to whatever design you have in mind. Here on my left-hand side, there's some more examples. You can see they can be small, they can be big, you can have all kinds of intricate faces. We are really excited about 3D printing because it introduces a whole new level of complexity that you can present to your customers when you go and see them and offer them as a solution for what they need. Now, 3D printing itself is not meant to be a complete replacement, of course, for typical channel letters or the ways that many people make their signage. This is another tool in your arsenal that you can apply on a day-to-day basis and offer those solutions to your customers. During the ISA, we will be talking about printing, we're talking about the basis, what's the possibilities, what are some of the restrictions, and what you guys can expect from 3D printing when you actually apply it in your business every single day. So we look forward to see you guys there, and it's going to be a fun time. Please come say hello to us, and we'll see you there. Thank you.
Hey, Mark Rugen here, Managing Director of Learning and Development at SAI. And I want to invite you to my session, my educational session on rarely known tips and tricks, shortcuts, and so forth in Flexi Complete. If you're a Flexi user, you're going to love this session. I'm going to go through some really cool things. You're going to learn about how to use AI to create custom palettes, even vehicle wrap designs, which is kind of cool. I'm going to show you some custom shortcuts that I think you'll love that's going to increase your workflow. We'll show you how to set up some presets. We're going to go through so many different things that are going to help your shop right away. So if you're a Flexi user, and even if you're not, I invite you to my session because guess what? If you're designing with some other software, I'm actually going to show you how to match the colors in Flexi with that software. So this is a great session for you. I highly encourage you to come. It's from noon to 1 o'clock. So guess what? Bring your lunch and drinks with you and sit down and just enjoy a great learning session. This is Mark Rugen, Learning and Development Manager here at SAI. I want you to come see me, and then you can come to our booth and you'll enjoy a little bit more education there as well. Welcome to the ISA show.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me for the sneak peek of my ISA Sign Expo 2025 education presentation. The name of my presentation is Coaching for Success, Transforming Management into Empowerment. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. I think leadership is so amazing, and I think as leaders, we have this unique opportunity to not only change lives, but also make magic happen along the way. So, that being said, I'm going to cut to the chase and do a quick outline of what you can expect in my presentation. First things first, we're going to do a deep dive into understanding the differences between coaching and managing. Next, we're going to talk about culture. And then we're going to talk about both personal and professional development with your staff. Both are very important in their own way. From there, we're going to talk about how to overcome some of the challenges that may arise along the way. And at the end, we're going to open it up for discussion and go over some actionable items that you can take back home to your staff. So that being said, thanks for having me. I can't wait to see you in Vegas.
Make It Happen Signage Academy. Mike, Wendy, me, Sam. What are we going to talk about? Signs, sales, and sustainability. Just a little bit. It's going to be like Piccadilly Circus. What I mean by that, it's going to be busy. We're going to be talking about flat cut letters. We're going to be talking about built up letters. We're going to be talking about stencil cut or router cut or push through sign trays. Yeah, we'll talk about sign trays too. And what about the different styles of illuminated letters? As it says here, we're in this all together. Be the change. Make it happen.
Illuminated Boot Camp, focusing on illuminated signs. We also touch on sections of this in our full-day boot camp. Who's ideal for this? Business owners, sales, project managers, artists, estimators, designers, production, installation, city planners, those new to the industry, and the seasoned veterans. We cover letters, panels, routed and backed, push through, pylons, monuments, flex faces, and new trends in the industry. It's going to be fun. It's going to be inspiring.
Hi, Wendy Graves with Make It Happen Signage Academy. We're thrilled to be back at ISA this year. I wanted to share a little bit about On the Front Line. You will have an opportunity to join us for 2 classes during the ISA Expo. For owners, inside and outside team members, project managers, designers, and more, where we focus on the client experience, having a plan that your team can follow and implement, working on our time management skills, and closing those jobs with the big budget questions. We're really excited to see you. Grab a seat today.
Hello, sign people of the ISA. My name is Dan Gillespie. I'm the Director of Technical Services for Alder Color Solutions, and I'm teaching and leading a workshop before the ISA show this year related to color management. It's called Everything You Need to Know About ICC. In that workshop, we're going to make you smart. You cannot run or hide from ICC color management. It's embedded in all of your design applications and print production /RIP softwares. So you can either get burned by it, or you can learn all about it and take advantage of it. So the things that we're going to cover in there will be the theory of ICC color management, how to properly build art files, how to create ICC profiles for your monitors and your printing devices. We'll show you how to build custom spot color libraries and do predictions based on the profiles that you have of your printing equipment, and make sure that you can take advantage of color management instead of wondering what's going on and wasting time and money. So I encourage you, please come join me come April. I believe it's the 22nd, Tuesday before the ISA show, and learn everything there is to know about color management 101.
As a woman in the sign industry, do you often feel like you're not heard? Or maybe you've been perceived as too aggressive. Have you ever said yes when you actually mean no? Often in the workplace, women don't speak their truth in order to avoid feeling discomfort or conflict. But what would it look like if you could stand confidently in your authenticity and speak your truth from a place of empowerment in and outside of the office? Hi, my name is Laura Lynn B. Alden, the creator of the chat communication system. As a recovering people pleaser, in my 30 years of experience with working with individuals and organizations, I've encountered all of the above scenarios. until I created the chat methodology. Join me on April 24th, 2025 from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. for a special Women Leading the Industry presentation. Be an influential communicator when you chat like a leader. I will share with you the basics of the chat methodology to strengthen your communication skills. You will be empowered to quickly access other people's communication styles, to resolve conflict and inspire solutions. You'll learn how to craft emails and presentations that speak to all of the communication styles and create a more collaborative work environment. This will be a fun, interactive session. I am looking forward to co-creating with you. See you in Vegas.
We will take questions now from anybody who might have some. If you have questions, please do remember to put them in the Q&A. Any of our speakers, our educators can answer you right here, right now. If you have any specific questions or general questions as well, where the rest of our time is all yours. That's all we have, unless any one of our educators has anything else they want to say before we get into questions. Crickets. I'm not seeing any questions coming either. Quiet group. Oh, Joe asked, how do we sign up for these particular classes? So Joe, if you go through our registration, which I can actually put a link to our registration in the chat. When you go through the registration process, there will be a page where you can select education package. We have a package either for an individual, for a company, and those will include all the recordings for all the courses, and you don't have to pre-register for any courses either. So once you've purchased the package, you can attend any of the education sessions that you want. You can come and go, and it's open for you to attend whatever you would like. Mark, it looks like
Mark,
there's a question for you. Yep, sorry, go ahead, Brad.
No, you're good, Mark. Yep.
We do have some news things coming up with traffic signage, so I won't give you a sneak peek today, but be sure and come, and I'll promise you won't be disappointed.
Matt, people want to join you in New Zealand if you're going to do your session there.
We can work it out. It's a long plane ride. Bear heads up.
I popped the link for registering. If you haven't registered yet, you'd want to go through there as an ISA Sign Expo attendee and fill out your registration. Brad, this question is probably more for you in the Q&A. We have someone asking which sessions are must attend for a signage designer.
For a signage designer, that's a great question. Well, I think, first of all, you've got Mark's session there with Flexi. Even if you don't use Flexi, I think it's probably going to open up several different details for you. And then you've obviously got Keith and Mark's SRF course with legibility. I think that's a great one. What are some other ones that were for designers? Obviously, I think that the Make It Happen Signage Academy is good, very good for a designer to attend. Yeah. I think, to be quite honest with you, all of them could be tweaked and adjusted for someone in the design industry. It's, Steve's ADA specific course on with a design spin is good. Even adhesives in the sign industry would be good for a designer to experience and understand how to put drawings together, showing adhesives versus welding and type of thing. And then flex space, anytime you can know more about what you're designing as far as what a flex space is and how it's installed, I think it's very helpful. So I think if a designer just comes into that and takes off the blinders and really looks at the courses, uh, they'll find many to go to.
And Dan also answered, just to have it said too, that it definitely color management, the workshop that Dan's doing. So if that's important, then yeah, that's a good one too.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll add, if I may, that, with recent current events, designing with adhesives in mind, with steel and aluminum, impacted, costs of metal are going up. So very important from a design standpoint to understand how things are actually going to be built. Can we design to reduce the amount of metal? Can we down gauge metal? There's also lots of supply chain challenges. Another thing that's not talked about in the headlines are there's an anti-dumping case going on with epoxies right now, where Chinese epoxies are going to be up 300% tariffs. So, understanding your raw material costs and the changing landscape of raw material costs, knowing all that front end on the design rather than pushing the design down and then having to deal with all that on the back end. So we'll be talking about those topics and many others, but it's going to be top of mind for a lot of owners and procurement people for sure.
Yeah. Well said, Andrew. Well said. That was good.
I'm not seeing any more questions coming in right now, but we'll give everyone just another minute. Nicole asked how to access the recording so we can share with others. I will be sending the recording out to everyone afterwards, and we will also likely put it on the ISA Sign Expo website, so it'll be accessible there as well. We'll probably put the video up, and as well as the session, just if there are anyone that wants to watch the questions as well. Okay, so we have what will we be learning at the conference? That's a loaded question.
It is, Romaine. We might need a little bit more specific question there.
Everything.
That's right. That would be easy.
My people will be learning whether they can match a certain spot color or not. People constantly wasting time with colors that they have no chance of matching. And with our new predictive capabilities, we can show you quickly and easily, even a customer service or salesperson, how they can determine whether or not their combination of printer, ink, and media can reproduce any given color.
Thanks, Dan. Good stuff.
Romaine, I would say a general answer, and Brad will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've been very intentional in trying to select different subject matters that will appeal to many different types of job titles, roles, responsibilities, making sure that we're covering all the bases of things that people will need to learn or want to learn, and giving everyone an option of what they feel is the most beneficial to what they're looking for. So I do think we have a really good spread of things, topic across all different types of topics and different levels. So it is broad in that way, but Brad has done a great job of being really intentional about putting forward what is really necessary and needed right now. Okay, here's another one. Do we have best practices recommendations dealing with manufacturers who brag about product in stock and yet they want to charge 25% on today's purchase? Is it a political statement or grabbing higher profits?
I don't think Niles. That's a very direct question, and I don't mind that. Dan, Dan Swan, you may address that a little bit in your course. I don't know what details you have in that regard, but I would encourage you to find whatever said manufacturer. They'll be at the show. Go to their booth and talk to them, and ask that very question, and get the conversation going on that, because I'm sure there may be others that feel that way as well. Anybody else can chime in on that as well.
Yes, Adrian from GTG here. As a manufacturer, I can say that this is obviously a big upset to the entire industry. I think not just to manufacturers, but to distributors, sign companies, and so forth. So the effect will be felt throughout the entire market. We believe, but from our end, much of that cost we try to absorb into our existing structures, and you are absolutely correct, Niles, that some people do exploit that situation, but it damages your long-term vision. I think in terms of building relationships with people, and I do agree to a large extent that this really comes down to seeing what your manufacturers do. I mean, it's not just the 25%, but everything else in terms of materials have gone up. The labor cost, material cost, transport cost, everything else. So it's a culmination of not just this levy, but a whole bunch of other things that sort of play into this field. But I can certainly say that for us as a manufacturer, we are interested in building long-term relationships with the people that we've been doing business with for so many years. And we will certainly be accommodating some part of that levy in terms of our costs to our distributors, and the sign companies will be feeling that as well in their prices as well.
Thank you, Adrian. We did have one question that was, are there opportunities for peer-to-peer learning? That one I can take. On Friday, April 25th, we will have 5 different rooms for what we're calling community roundtables. We will have them specific to a specific job type. So engineering is one, safety is another, sign designers, project managers, and CEOs. It does not require any kind of pre-registration. You're welcome to come and go as you would like, but we'll have those rooms open and a roundtable set up just for peers to interact with each other, talk about common problems they may be facing, potentially brainstorming some solutions. And we'll have facilitators in each of those rooms who are experts in that area to help guide the conversations. So we will have some of that peer-to-peer learning on Friday at the show.
Also, I would encourage everybody to stick around after a course. I don't think the courses don't necessarily back up back to back to back. So the room is going to be empty right after every course. So I encourage everybody to kind of stay around and chit chat amongst each other as well. That's got to be a place to chat and talk.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. I have another comment on the question about the tariffs and the increases. So as someone who's been kind of knee deep in both the manufacturing and distribution side of all these changing cost situations. So, I mean, there, could be, there are people possibly that might be taking advantage of the situation, but I think the flip side of that, just to give you a lens, is, for some, like, I'll just speak for us at Chemical Concepts. I mean, we have thousands and thousands of products, and some products are in stock and some products are not in stock. So there's a software limitation, there's a labor limitation. So, and often complex messaging gets confusing. So for us to say to our customers, and I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat, oh, well, this thing's 5% increase and that one's 10 and that one's 15. And then will all the right things happen at the right time to properly account for a lot of these things are a moving target, so as new inventory comes in, it averages out with old inventory. So for us, the simplest way to handle it is say, you know what, these things are effective immediately, and then we can discount on existing material that we have that was purchased before. And that's just logistically and software and everything simpler. So the question was, any recommendations on dealing with manufacturers and suppliers? So I would ask that question, which is, okay, I understand these costs have went up. Do you have any discounts on material on the shelf? And maybe that's a way that kind of recognizes, the situation that suppliers are in, and also you can get the best and negotiate the best for you and your company. So obviously, not a one size fits all, and every company is going to have their own strategy for handling this, but maybe this helps somebody.
Great stuff, Andrew. Yes. Yeah.
We had a question come in. Are single workshop sessions available? So the way that we do have workshops that are available. So I know we've had Sam and her team, and the Make It Happen team has workshops. Dan Gillespie has his workshop, we do have 3 pre-conference workshops, one being the signage boot camp with the Make It Happen team, the Alder Color Solutions one with Dan, and we have an additional one paint workshop with Matthews Paint. Those will all be on Tuesday before the show opens. And then the Make It Happen team will be running half-day boot camps on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So those are all available separate from the education sessions. The education sessions are available in a package or by the day. So that's how you can get those access to those sessions. And once you do have a package, you are able to attend any of those sessions that you would like. So you can choose on site. There's more information about all of the sessions available on our website. I can put the link as well into the chat just so if anyone's curious to do a little bit more digging, you can see all of those available sessions there. I hope that answers that question. That's where you can find more information. Are we able to buy an individual session the day before? We've never been to the show and not sure what to expect. That's a great question. You're not able to do an individual session. We have them available, either all of the sessions, or you can do it by the day. So if there's a Wednesday and Thursday will be when the education sessions are. If you know that you can only go on one day, you can just purchase for that day. I will say that if you do purchase by the day, you won't receive the recordings. So there is some perks to getting the full package for both days because it will automatically come with the recordings to all of the sessions. So if you have two that you wanted to attend at the same time, maybe you didn't know which one to pick. If you get the package, you can still attend that one and then also have the recording of the one that you may have missed. Thank you, Sylvia. Okay. Give another minute if anyone has any additional questions. I also want to mention that we are co-locating with the Society for Experiential Graphic Designers. And so purchasing a package through ISA of ISA sessions will also give you access to the Society for Experiential Graphic Designers education as well. And theirs are all scheduled to be in between when ours are, so there aren't any overlaps in that programming at all. So that is a perk that's going both ways. If you register for the SEGD's conference, they will also be able to attend ISA's education and vice versa. So that is an additional perk to purchasing that full package. And we had, how soon are those recordings released? Those recordings are typically released within a week of the end of the show. With the company that we work with, turns them around really quickly for us. So we're very pleased with how quickly you are able to get those recordings. And ISA Rocks, the industry party, that will be on Thursday evening this year. So that's a slight change from years past. It's Thursday, I believe. I'm not going to speak exactly on the timing because I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's evening. And it will be at the House of Blues, which is right inside of the casino area where you will walk through if you were at the Mandalay Bay, or even coming from the Luxor down those halls. It's right there inside, so it's very close to where we will be at the Mandalay Bay. The House of Blues is one of my favorite locations for the ISA Rocks party, so definitely recommend it. It's a great place to meet other people and just catch up with people that maybe you've known for a while. Okay, Brad, maybe this might be a question for you. Are most of the sessions geared toward people new to the industry or more experienced?
Great question. 100% all over. Whether you're a seasoned sign person or brand new to the industry, you will find what you need here at our education between our workshops and the courses offered. So they're definitely all levels involved, and encourage everybody to attend those.
Hey, Brad and Emily, if I can chime in with that as well. All of it. In fact, people, the seasoned vets, the old dogs are like, oh, I don't need that. Actually, we want that because it's most of the sessions, everybody will say it, very interactive, and that helps. So you got the two week person, and then you got the 40-year person. Phenomenal. I stand back and let them engage, and everybody engages and shares with each other. And that's what makes it more exciting with this. So it's not just sitting there showing PowerPoint, it's some engagement. So yeah, let's get the people that have been seasoned and tenured in there. We love it in ours, but being in everybody else's, let's get those people in there. You're invited. Please come in there and help us out.
If I can add something to this as well, from our perspective, many times people that are newer to the industry have got a different way of looking at signage, and they've got a different way of approaching it, which is something that we always welcome. And also for manufacturers and sign companies, we love new users, because many times I'm not saying people who have established patterns don't want to change, but if you've been doing the same thing for the last 10 years, sometimes there's a little bit of a resistance. So we really like to work with new people, and whether you a sign company, you want to up your game to sort of take advantage of the changes in technology and all the new products that's coming out. Because for us, and I don't want to go too deep into this, but for us as an LED manufacturer, primarily, this business is changing all the time, and you add it with all the materials and everything else. This thing is constantly moving, and regardless of whether you're new or whether you're old in the industry, if you want to keep up with the rest of the crowd, I don't think you have much of a choice. You really have to engage these kind of things. And as a young person in the business, you're going to have a great opportunity to get a lot of tools, because I think a lot of people just didn't have this opportunity when they started out. It really is a great privilege to be part of this.
Thank you, Adrian. Give another minute. I've even learned things by being on this call today, I have to say. I thought I was well informed, but I love learning, so that's a good thing.
I think it's really important that, in the UK, we're really having the challenge of actually trying to get to the next generation in. Where, so for me, when we run our boot camps in the UK and obviously the USA now as well, it's actually really inspiring having a real mix of people in the room. Those who have attended our boot camps have been sort of 1 week into 43 years in, and to actually be included and actually hear different people's perspectives, because we're not just talking to our delegates, we're actually encouraging, Miles and Brooke are on the call today, we've heavily encouraged people to interact with each other, because we don't have all the answers. I definitely don't have all the answers, because I'm UK based, so things are done slightly differently, but the more engagement with so many different generations, it's fantastic. Absolutely, from start to finish, I'm sure amongst all these industry experts, there's something for everybody.
Thank you, Sam.
One thing I'd like to add to is also that it's right now everybody works from home. So it's really, really good to be able to see the material and to talk to everybody, because when you have people that work from home, we don't get that opportunity anymore. And that is an education that I think is absolutely paramount for everybody across the board in every industry.
Thanks, Jen. We did have one come in about not being able to first time attending and not coming until Wednesday, and so missing the boot camp, but just suggestions on how to get the most out of the show from a purchasing standpoint. So this goes back into Dan's session as well. But and Andrew touched on tariffs, but are there any discussions to touch on that topic specifically? Brad, you may have some guidance here. Looks like Dan, Dan answered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And Jessica, I'm happy to chat with you too offline. If you want to drop me an email, we can talk about maybe your journey through the show if you would like. I'm happy to do that with you.
Alrighty. Well, seeing no more questions come in and getting close to our time, I will go ahead and close this out. First of all, thank you to all of our educators, or our speakers educators. We're calling them educators this year because that's what they are. And we couldn't do this without all of you and your participation in not only this, but also at the show, and being willing to give your time and your brains to ISA is something we really, really appreciate. So thank you all for being here with us today and being with us at the show. And thank you all for joining and attending today and asking your questions. We hope this was helpful to help guide your journey through the show. And we're all here. If you need anything moving forward, we are here to help and happy to help navigate that for you. So thank you all again. And we really look forward to seeing you in just a few weeks in Las Vegas. And thank you and have a great rest of your day.